This is my new Kmart air fryer and I love it. And tonight you're going to see it in action. This is my fridge before my grocery haul. I'm going to use up everything that I can find in this fridge and in my freezer and make a meal prep. Here's the result of that meal prep. If you've been around a while, I used to do a lot of meal prep videos, a lot of cooking videos, and I'm a messy cook and I don't hide it. So here is that. The reason that I'm making this video tonight is I am very tired, really feeling tired. And so I've just come down to have a glass of water and I thought, you know what, I'm going to meal prep because it really relaxes me. It gets a great job done. I've got new groceries coming tomorrow. So yes, I thought I would meal prep and use up everything that's in the fridge. Now, all of these meats were in the fridge because they were supposed to be meal prepped at the beginning of the week. So some of them have been. These ones are the ones that haven't been. I can't put them in the freezer now. It's too late. So I'm going to use up everything I can. It's just been one of those weeks. It's just been a really tricky week. So instead of feeling defeated by that, I'm going to go straight into the fridge, pick up all the bits and bobs. Even this needs to be eaten as well, and just make up as many meals as I can using up everything that we've got. So at the moment, my husband's on a special diet that I'm putting him on to get his blood sugars down. So at the end of this video, I've actually put a whole bunch of meals, examples of meals that we're eating at the moment to help him. And I just thought I would capture those for you and show you, as some of you have been saying, hey, what do you eat? So that will be at the end of the video. Okay. So if you want to see this video a little bit different, here's the fridge before. You've seen the fridge after. If you want to see all the mess in between and how I pull it all together very quickly, then let's do this. Okay, so the only rule is that we use up everything and I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just get started. So the first thing that would be obvious to do is to put this into the oven and start roasting. And it's 7:15, so it's quite late to be starting this, but we'll be doing it anyway. So in this piece of pork goes into the oven. I'm not a fancy cook. I'm a simple cook. I'm a no frills cook. So we're going to make the tortellini next. That seems obvious. So we'll throw the water into the pot, boil up that baby. My younger son loves that, and it's dinner time, or it's around about dinner time for him, so he'll be coming down for that shortly. So that'll get used up very quickly. The leftover, he will eat it tonight, and then the rest of it will go for his lunch tomorrow. Okay, water, pot filled, yep, and then we're going to put that on to boil. Yes, and the stovetop's a bit messy. It is a very, very busy household, but anyway, no justifications for that. Here's some frozen broccoli in the freezer. We'll grab that baby out. And then I've got some red pepper. I'll chop that in a very messy chopping, but that'll do. It's not about perfection here. It's about getting the job done. Okay, these Nature's Gross, they're bits of spinach. They're terrible. Don't ever buy those. I think they were from Woolworths. Yes, so anyway, they're terrible. I'll be making some boiled eggs too because I like to have them on hand always because we're eating healthy, as you probably know. Peas, corn, and carrots. I just bought these because I've never tried tinned vegetables before. So I might use those tonight. This is my special lunchbox that I use when I'm working from TK Maxx, yes, and if you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. So I'm going to start making my lunch for tomorrow, so I'm going to use up the Twiggy sticks. I'm just going to throw some capsicum in there. Now the pot is boiling, so what's going to happen next? This is all very exciting. Well, I've got half a muesli bar I've just found, so I'm just going to throw that into my lunchbox for tomorrow. One of my sons just came down and grabbed half, so I'll use the other half tomorrow. Carrots, I've got heaps of carrots, so I'll use this carrot, chop, chop, chop. And then also this chicken. I've got to think of what am I going to do with this chicken? I think the fastest way is to just throw it in a pot of water. Throw it into this big boiling pot of water. Actually, the tortellini's almost done, or the ravioli, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and now here's my air fryer. Look at this sexy bad boy. Just turning that on. I'm cooking some sweet potato in there. My lunchbox for tomorrow is coming together. I've got cucumbers, carrot, capsicum, and Twiggy sticks. And here's my son's dinner. It's not very exciting, I know, but he loves it just like that with cheese on it. So that's his dinner with a bit of broccoli on the side. So yes, absolutely not delicious, but he loves it. So there we go. Okay, everything's happening at once. It's very exciting. Okay, so I've added boiled eggs and I've added some grapes and some olives and some nuts. And then I found this piece of steak in the back of the fridge. I know it's only from the other day. So I'm going to cook that up as well. Yes, perfect. And then here's the turkey mince, and I'm adding in those balls of spinach just to use them up. So that's the turkey mince. I know I shouldn't put it in at that stage, but who cares? I'm doing it. I'm doing that anyway. Grated carrot to use up some more of the carrots. I've got some frozen broccoli in there, so I'm just going to splush it all together. Yes, I've got pepper and salt in there, so it's all just cooking beautifully. And then, yep, the spinach finally, it takes so long, finally just comes apart. I'm going to add in this tomato, garlic, basil, organic sauce. So I'm just going to add that in. Splush, splush, splush. Half of it's going up the wall, let me tell you. So this is all happening. I've got the pork sizzling away, and I've got something else boiling on the stove. All happening. I'm just trying to get done as quickly as possible. So that's coming together gorgeous. Lots of veggies in there. And look, it looks nice now, doesn't it? Sort of nice. But anyway, we're not going for perfection. We're just going for done and healthy. Okay, chicken breast. This two of the chicken breasts are cooked. Well, actually, they're all cooked. I've just grabbed two out to chop up. So I'm going to chop, chop, chop those. I'm going to shred some, and I'm going to have slices for others, and then I'm going to chop some, just depending on what dish is in my brain at the moment. Look, I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, in this pot, I'm still boiling more chicken. And then I'm going to put some butter in here. And I found some halloumi cheese that needs to be cooked. So I'm just going to cook some halloumi cheese in butter. I'm not quite sure why yet, but I'm just using it up. So that's happening. Very exciting cooking at my house. Okay, so here is that done. It looks delicious. And then here's all the chicken. So all of that chicken now is either shredded, chopped, or sliced. And here's a piece of steak being cooked. Gosh, that looks nice. That and halloumi cheese would do me for dinner. Pasta, that's what I was cooking in the big pot. I cooked a whole bunch of gluten-free pasta. And then I've got these sauces that need to be used up from the fridge. I've got some pesto, or two different types of pesto. And then here I go. I'm starting to prep some stuff. Okay, so into this first container is some pesto, and then I've just added enough chicken and enough pasta to be able to use the rest of that pesto. So I'm just going to mush it all and basically combine it all. And this can be my middle son's lunch for tomorrow because he's gluten-free, so that'll be perfect for him. And then the rest of the pasta has gone in with the tomato sauce and the turkey mince and all the veggies to become this big pasta bake. So that's another dish. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. I have to just wait and see. So I've got some salad. I think that, that's all the leftover salad, lettuces and bits and pieces with some turkey mince on top and then some feta cheese. And that will be my daughter's dinner for tonight. So that's that done. And then what's this? This is some curry paste. Yes, grab that. And then I'm throwing in some chicken. It's half of it's going up the wall. Some chicken, some broccoli, some frozen broccoli. I've chopped up carrots and some coconut cream, and I'm making a curry, chicken curry. So that's delicious. So that's another dish. And then with some more of the turkey mince, I've added a bunch of vegetables, and then I'm going to add the coconut aminos to this. This has been cooked on its own. It's a different turkey mince, so I've cooked it on its own just so that I can make this healthy for my husband, who, if you follow my channel, you'll know that he's on a special diet to get his blood sugars down. So that'll be for him. So here is some penne that I had. So I cooked that up in a small pot and added the red pesto to it and some of the chopped up chicken. And then what's this one? This is currently plain with a few vegetables in it, and I'm just showing you the mess I've made. This is currently plain because it's just waiting for me to decide what to do with it. But over on the other element, we have this chicken, we have the rest of the carrots, we have some green beans, I think, in there, and some Huescan sauce with some chicken, so that's a different dish. I'm going to start making some rice to go with that. We've got the pesto. Let me show you what we've got so far. So we've got the pesto chicken that you saw before. We've got some boiled eggs ready to go for tomorrow. We've got the pasta bake and looking delicious. And then we've got this one. I know what this one is. This is plain for my daughter because she likes to make her own thing, her own sauces. So that's for her. Then we have the steak with the halloumi cheese. It looks overdone, but it's so not. And then, no, it's not. And then we've got chicken curry. And then what else do we have? That was so delicious. And then we have, here is my lunchbox for tomorrow. So I've got some halloumi cheese, some nuts, some olives, some grapes, some cherry tomatoes, 2 eggs, and what else? Over the back there is that muesli bar, some Twiggy sticks, some seeds, some pumpkin seeds, capsicum, carrot, and cucumber. And that will be my lunch tomorrow when I'm on the move. Okay, so here is some rice with the chicken and the Huescan sauce. That's the dinner. Oh, that's actually my dinner. And then we've got some more rice and Huescan sauce. And then we've got just some plain pasta that I've cooked up just to have on hand. The boys love having it on hand. They just like to put pesto with it, sometimes ham, sometimes all sorts of things. So I'll just have that on hand. And here is the mess. Look at this mess. I mean, I was going so fast. I just wanted to get the job done. I have used up everything. I thought the meals ended up looking quite spiffy considering I was such a hot mess. And here are all the dishes. I just went for it. It's just mess everywhere. So I will now tidy up my kitchen, listen to some music, and just chill out. And knowing that that job is done, and I'm going to really thank myself for that in the morning. Okay, and here's the pork. You forgot about the pork, didn't you? So here's the pork. I am going to slice this all up and put it into a container so people can have pork on hand for sandwiches or whatever they want to do. Salads, stir fries, whatever. We can just use the pork. So here is the fridge. Everything is there. So from the bottom, we've got the pasta there. We've got the chicken curry in that container. We've got boiled eggs. We've got the Hoiskin meals there. In the middle is the pasta bake. To the right of that, we have two of the other meals. Then above, we have some plain rice. We also have the pesto pasta. We have the tortellini for my son's lunch tomorrow. And then we have the steak and the halloumi together for my older son when he gets home from work tonight. And then we have my lunchbox. Here is the pork, as I said before, and I am going to cut that up. Okay, so I just want to show you the Kmart air fryer. We are so happy with it. So it's the perfect size. We can fit two of the small rubbery things in there, if you know what I mean. That's how big it is. And it's just the perfect size. And I'm cooking some roast sweet potatoes at the moment, and that's for my husband and my dinner tonight. I cooked the mince earlier as you saw, but I just wanted to show you the air fryer and let you know how happy we are with it. We keep it on like a mid temperature and it's always just sits on that temperature, and then we just turn on the timer when we want to use it. So it's so simple and easy. So here's how that mince turned out that we added the organic sauce to, and it's obviously it's full of vegetables, it's turkey mince, and then it's got the sauce in it. And so this is how we do it when we're not having rice or potatoes or things like that. This is my messy cooking I showed you earlier. Yes, just being honest. Splush, splush, splush. I don't think I've even got the tidy kitchen at the end, which is a bit annoying. This is the leftover lettuce that we had, so I'm going to separate that into two bowls, and then here it is, my nice bowl, and then I'm going to add the lettuce. And yep, splush, like nothing is fancy here. Nothing is fancy. I'm going to splush some of that mixture onto the top, couple of sweet potatoes, sprinkle it with a bit of feta, and that is dinner. That is one of our healthy dinners. So for those of you who have been asking about some of the meals we eat, this is it. This is the type of things that we eat. All right. Okay, and I've decided to show you a few more. Okay, so here is another example. So I'm just cooking some onions and some red capsicum, and then I'm going to throw some tofu in with it. As I always point out to you, it doesn't have to be anything special. Just throw it in, chop it up, throw it in. I mean, unless you're having guests or something, but every night I just do something that's really quick and easy. So throw the vegetables in that are on hand. This was cut up broccoli already from Costco. This is some turmeric powder, and I'm going to add a few other herbs and spices, but just so you get the gist of that this is going to be a curry. Coconut milk and Italian diced tomatoes are going in. There's going to be a bit of garlic, pepper and salt. You know the drill. Okay, so this is a beautiful curry boiling away nicely. Now, for my husband and I, we will have this served on. I always throw spinach in everything. I always have spinach, throw it in everything. So we will have this served like it is here. It's on butter leaf lettuce here tonight, and so that's how we'll serve this. But if on a night that we're not sort of really focused in on the super health, we would just have it on rice, or maybe even, no, just rice. Probably just rice. Okay, and then onions. Here we go again. Next meal, onions. We've got some red peppers going. Splush, splush, splush. I've got some diced up beefs going in there. And what else am I going to do? Some mushrooms maybe? Let me see. Yes, mushrooms, spinach, and it's all just sauteing there very nicely. Now this is when I use my coconut aminos, and you guys have been asking about my coconut aminos, how I use it. So see how this is all just juicy and delicious because of the spinach in there. It's got sort of a bit watery. Throw in the coconut aminos and that will go through. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get the lid off, I think. That will go through and make a good, delicious sauce, pepper and salt, bit of garlic. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's it. That is it. Just splush, splush. I don't measure anything. I just throw it all together. Always turns out nice. But then we're not like, this is not gourmet. This is not like the weekend cooking or anything like that. This is just every night. Every night. Just showing you my coconut aminos. That's one of the brands I buy. Tonight I'm serving this on a bed of lettuce and spinach. Then I've actually made some eggs as well. Might seem a bit strange, but just bear with me. And the closest that this will remind you of is probably a bibimbap. And this one on the left has rice because somebody, whoever was having it, wanted rice. So we added some rice to that, which you can, which makes it even more delicious. Then we've got this one here, and then I'm going to throw the eggs on the top. Bit of pepper and salt. I've got some tomatoes on the side, some guacamole, and it's just so delicious. If you add rice, you'll be full for hours and hours if you had this for lunch. So this is something that we would have for lunch after breaking a fast. So we might have something like this. Delicious, super easy, just yum, yum, yum. And really just, yeah, so easy. For the meats, you can just use leftover meat from the night before. If you had pork in the fridge or some lamb or some steak or whatever, you could just chop that up, throw it in. This is super easy. Okay, and speaking of steak, steak is something that we have quite a lot. So we might just have steak and salad or steak and stir fry or steak and broccoli and just a really simple meal. Steak is always a good one. This is another favorite of mine. So this is a sweet potato just cooked in the air fryer. I've added a little bit of beef mince on the top, some guacamole. The beef mince here has black beans in it to make it higher in protein. It's got some capsicum, the avocado, as I said, blah, 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 and a side salad. Okay, next is salad, and this is a bed of lettuce. It has some sort of meat. I would say this is cut up lamb by the look of it. It looks like cut up roast lamb. I always try to do a roast meat at the beginning of each week and then slice it up and have it on hand for salads just like this or for stir fries. And then this has obviously got tomatoes, it's got olives, it's got walnuts, it's got peas. It's got all sorts of things in there. I love getting creative with salads. And here's another dish. This is just a salmon cooked in the air fryer. I've got kale, what's that with that? I think it's just sauteed kale and coconut aminos, some avocados, some peppers that have also been, I would say, they're stir fried. I've got some beans and I've got some spinach, it looks like, and mushrooms. Okay, and this one is pork with spinach and it's got rice. It's almost like a fried rice, just a little bit of rice thrown in through there. It's got some egg through there as well, and avocado and tomato. So it's like a fried rice, basically, a healthy fried rice. Not very Asian looking, but it's a beautiful homemade fried rice using up probably the meat from the week. These are a snack that we love to have as well if we want something sweet on hand. These are a great snack to have if you're trying to, basically lose weight or look after your health. So this is a good option. And then into the what goes all the leftover vegetables from the week. This is another meal prep night. So I had some stir-fried vegetables because it's got those little corn things in it. I had some mushrooms left over. I had kale. I had some frozen broccoli and all the carrots and that are from the stir-fry mix. And then I've thrown in some pork, just some pork pieces. Then I've also made some corn cobs, a beetroot on the side there, and some pumpkin. So that's another meal just throwing in vegetables and using up all the bits and bobs, just another end of the week special. So that's the sort of food we eat, and so I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya. Bye.